All right, everyone, we should be live. Let's make sure that's actually the case over on Rumble, of course. First, congratulations to Last Beacon. Your dad did survive heart surgery as predicted. I am very, very glad for you. That's the style, my man. So good on you too, Last Beacon, and tell your dad that I wish him well in his recovery. Now, if I can just bring up my subscriber account, says Last Beacon. Yes, tell him that I say congratulations, wish him a long, happy, healthy life. So, yeah, we'll get into the news. We've got to talk about Biden's hat incident. Oh, my God. I've got so much to say about that. It probably doesn't surprise anyone, by the way. By the way, I think, is my audio actually muted? Yes, it is. I've got my orange juice here, actually. Yeah. Biden's hat incident, yeah, it kind of steals the show. It kind of steals the thunder of the debate when you think about it. We've got footage, of course, and scuttlebutt about migrants eating pets over in Springfield, Ohio. We'll cover that. There is some nuance there, admittedly. We talked about this on the quartering stream the other day, but there are incidents of people attempting to steal and eat people's pets. It doesn't have to be Haitian migrants or anything. Again, I'm going to New Orleans. I'm going to be eating Haitian food. I'm probably not going to be eating bald eagles and stuff like that. Pretty sure that's illegal, by the way. In fact, I think it's a felony to even have a feather from a bald eagle unless you're on like an Indian reservation, if I remember correctly. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I heard that. My mom used to tell me, if you see an eagle feather, don't pick it up. I think it's literally against the law. By the way, I've got to expand this out. For some reason, you got to understand, I'm playing her. Number one, I have an inferior setup right now. The screen is not 2K. I've also got a cracked rib, I'm pretty sure, or something like that, around here, the fourth rib down. Don't worry, it's not my heart or anything like that. So if I'm a little bit distracted at times, I'm like, ugh, yeah, there's a reason for that. The far-left confession that Kamala Harris may not be able to escape even after the debate. Yes, indeed. We will be talking about the writing to the ACLU. Earlier, I said I couldn't remember whether it was the AFL-CIO or whether it was the ACLU. It's actually the latter. Boy, oh boy, there are some admissions there that we've got to unpack. Chaos in Aurora. Yes, indeed. Close to Denver, there are numerous apartment buildings that have been taken over by migrants. We have touched on this before, but it's become worse. We're learning that there's human trafficking going on, drug sales. I don't really care about those necessarily. And people generally going around collecting, like protection money, sort of like a little mafia or something like that. Let's see. Why are grocery bills so high? Avian influenza, higher shipping costs, and a drought in the Midwest are real factors. Price gouging, not so much. One of these statements is actually true. And then we've got Elon Musk made a joke. And it was a joke, admittedly. But Christ, he could have given better delivery to this. He was offering to impregnate Taylor Swift. No shit. So we'll be talking about that. I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, the delivery, it didn't really go over so well. Yeah. Realm on CGTC, ping us. Hi, Sticks. God damn. David Hunter, my wife, Bellows Falls, saw your girlfriend the other day and said she looks like she's from the good side of Rutland without knowing where you were. Interesting. Franciscan, Trump's cooking by rallying in New York. Thoughts? Yeah, he holding a rally in New York is a good idea because, I mean, there's a lot of people there. You're automatically going to get a bigger crowd. He's not going to win New York, though. Not unless Kamala really, really fucks up. Of course, we do have 60 days left in the election, and she is known for fucking up. She's worse than Joe Biden. Dat Pie over there. I never thought I'd say this, but people in Ohio are eating too much pussy. They should send them to Long Island to deal with the Canadian geese. Yeah, nobody cares if you eat. I mean, I don't think it's legal necessarily to nick a Canadian goose, but have you ever seen those motherfuckers and how aggressive they are? Nobody cares if you kill them. Trust me, nobody cares. Bara, oh my God, Sticks has heart problems. Rip Sticks. No, it's definitely my rib. I can feel it. Like I can feel the edge of the rib actually move. It's got like a hairline fracture or something. Money drip sticks. Slight correction on silencers on your early video. Suppressors, you mean. They are now being cleared as quickly as the same day. Silencer Shop has the most up-to-date waiting times for the Form 4S. Oh, that's good to know. RJ was doom-pilling hard yesterday. You, Jeremy, and Bongino slapped me back into reality. Vote early, bring a friend, and save America from Comrade Kamala. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Don't get blackpilled. You've got to understand, a lot of the stuff that you're seeing right now is nothing more than astroturfing. It's a grace period. It's wagon circling. It's astroturfing. It's a bunch of fucking bullshit, actually. Well, I wanted to get to the news fairly early here. Link in the description. Not archived, of course. It's a video clip. Joe Biden the other day went to, I don't know, some sort of event. There's a bunch of kids in the background, which probably pleases him because he seems to be into those. And there was a dude there with a Trump hat on. And he's like, well, I need that hat. And the dude's, and then everyone's like, put it on, put it on. He puts on the goddamn Trump hat. Now, here's my thoughts. There are really only two possibilities here. The first possibility is that he's basically giving a big fuck you to the Democratic Party. Hey, you know, I'm gonna stage a photo op. I'm gonna be in a Trump hat, showing not so subtly, I do not support the Kamala campaign. And Jill probably would have played a role in that if that's indeed the case. So the first possibility is he is really, he fucked the Democratic Party in the ass and he did not use any lube. And it was like a beer can cock. The second possibility is that he's reminding them subtly, hey, if you get out of line and you fuck me over, you know, because obviously they would have offered him some sort of golden parachute, then I'm going to fuck you in the ass. So don't fuck with me. Either of these possibilities is equally as likely. Honestly, I favor the former. I think that he's basically telling the Democratic Party, hey, you know, that time that you backstabbed me and you said that because of a poor debate performance, you wouldn't back me, even though I've literally been in office since the 1970s, I'm capable of doing whatever the fuck I want. And I've got handlers around me that'll enable me to do that. So I'm just going to pose in a Trump hat. I think that'll be funny. I wouldn't be surprised if this happens again, honestly. And by the way, why didn't Joe do this sort of thing when he was in office? Because this is goddamn hilarious, actually. Some people were saying, well, people are reading too much into it. You know, and his people came out immediately and said, well, this was just a show of unity. He was trying to establish camaraderie with, you know, this Republican voter who's got the Trump hat on. That sounds a little bit sus, mate, because he's never done that well in office. He has literally never done any form of outreach. He's only ridiculed people who were Trump voters. But now he's been fucked over by the same Democratic Party that he was a part of for years and years and years, decades and decades. We're talking literally half a century. I think that he feels bitter. And I think that he's not so subtly digging at them with this one. That's my read on it. That's what I believe. Dat Pie over there. The geese are invasive but migratory fowl, therefore a protected invasive species. It's a state and federal crime to whack them, unfortunately. Ah, shit. Yeah, when the Canadian geese come, you can't even shoot a 22 off to warn them. It's like, get away from my crops. I see a lot of pingus over there by last speaking. Since your dad survived heart surgery, I'm giving you a day pass to do the pingus thing. Good on you, and good on your dad again. Please make sure to tell him my congratulations, and get well soon. RJ was doom-pilling. Oh, I already read that one. Okay. Yes, Last Beacon officially has a hall pass for the day for pingus. Billy Howard, Biden's Trump hat thing may lead to Barack saying, time to take him out and swear in Kamala. Yeah, I mean, I was watching the video, you know, and it's inexplicable because it's like, you can't possibly think that that's not going to be seen as a pointed message. There's no way. I know that he's demented, But Biden still has the self-awareness that he knew full well what he was fucking doing with this one. He knew full well. He's effectively trolling the Democratic Party. I mean, God, can you please not have a redemption arc in which I have to actually give you credit for something? Can you please not do that? Because it makes me feel uncomfortable. Yeah, Brandy with AMY. Maybe he doesn't give a damn anymore. Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably true. He doesn't give a fuck. And like, well, I mean, I'm not going to be president again. I can't run for re-election. I can do whatever the fuck I want. He's been liberated. And it looks like he's, his shitposting license was approved. What do fuck? The debate wasn't 3 against 1. It was 4 against 1. Trump allowed his ego to work over to Harris campaign Tuesday night. Yeah. I mean, the debate didn't go terribly well. It wasn't a disaster, admittedly. It wasn't like the second debate in 2020 or something like that. It wasn't that bad, which, didn't go well for Donald Trump. But at the same time, he did do a good job. But he didn't hit hard enough. I think that he needs to accept the debate proposal from the Harris campaign, and he needs to very, very publicly post, look, I wanted 3 debates. I didn't just want 2. I accept the second debate that you're proposing, but I want a third one. Put her on the defense. Put her on the defense, and you can't help but win. She's not going to be able to weather 2 more debates. It's impossible. Because he's going to adapt his strategy to the strategy that she utilized in the first debate, which is basically, hey, I'm not going to bother answering the questions. The moderators will protect me. And every time that he wound up to really deliver a sucker punch, of course, they changed the subject. You noticed that probably. Last beacon. Thank you, Sticks. E-hugs, you and all. Honesty, I was absolutely scared and out of my mind because I knew something was going to be fucking up. I don't know, but I knew something was going to be fucking up. And now he's just spamming ping us. You have a hall pass today because your dad survived heart surgery, and so you were allowed to ping us it up. Over on Rumble, of course. Doomsday Machine. I swear Trump and Biden are going through as enemies to friends arc. My God, please. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to respect Biden for anything after all the harm that he's caused. JJ Lovecraft. Wishing you great at health and fortune, Sticks. Thank you. BW. I hope the polls go up. Are they going to have another debate? I hope he stomps her this time. We're not sure. We're not 100% sure. Aaron Bennett, the fact that they were astroturfing Kamala this hard and she is neck and neck with Trump is asinine. 4 months and she has the possibility of winning. Yeah, they are astroturfing. Absolutely. Barb Feeler, ducks and geese are delicious. I've had duck before. It was at a buffet, so it was a little on the dry side, but actually, yeah, it was pretty good. It was better than chicken. Certainly better than fucking turkey. I thought it was pretty good. It was an Asian-style duck. Lev Plyakov. Hey, Sticks, wanted to share new BreakTheRules.tv vid. Elites use ancient magic and you don't know it with esoteric Elon Musk lore. Would love for you to watch it. Lots of trippy animation. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. Christopher315. Hello, Sticks and everybody. My friend could use a shout-out. The Coley Dream by Monica Adele Harris. You can find the book on Amazon. Many thanks and always my blessings. Been watching you since 2016. Thank you for that. And yeah, there's your shout out, my dude. Let's see the next post. Yeah, now that we've talked about Biden's hat again, that is a not so subtle hint. It just depends on what he means by it. Is he threatening the party or is he crashing the party? We're not yet sure. We'll probably know in the coming months if he does such a thing again. Benny Johnson posting, ABC News. There is no evidence of migrants eating pets. This is over in Springfield, Ohio. We talked about that the other day. YouTuber. Here's 30 minutes of first-hand accounts of residents in Springfield, Ohio, where many who live there say the pets are disappearing. ABC News, let's talk about climate change. Yeah, there's a whole clip here. It's a 25 fucking minute video. Here's the nuance. Not everyone who comes in from a foreign country, no matter how impoverished, is going to steal and eat your pets, especially when they get government assistance. So in many cases, there's no real reason for them to do so. But there have been sporadic cases of this. The legacy media is telling us not to believe our lying eyes and gaslight us and tell us that it never happens. Statistically speaking, that's impossible. There have been cases where people who are born in the goddamn country have killed and roasted their pets. So it would be a little bit odd if this other cohort had specific respect for people's pets. Now, not every pet that goes and disappears is going to be eaten. In some cases, maybe the raccoon got them. Maybe a coyote got them. That's admitted. That's probably most of those cases. But in some cases, migrants are eating pets in Springfield, Ohio. They can gaslight all they want. They can circle wagons all they want, but it is happening. Is it common? Probably not. Is it happening? Yes. The problem is that people don't understand nuance very well. So they either think, well, every pet disappearance in this town must be Haitian migrants, or they think, hey, no, they would never do this. It could never happen. And 0% of those pets have actually been consumed. But then there was another case where a woman in the same area literally skinned a cat in front of a bunch of bystanders and ate the still warm corpse. Well, I mean, she may have been on drugs, but, and probably was. I mean, it is Springfield, Ohio, of course. But it did happen. This actually is happening. And people need to understand that. I find it funny how nobody seems to understand nuance anymore. There are some times, it's like we were talking on the quartering the other day, and I pointed out, while it's extremely likely, in fact, basically proven, that there are people in this area and other areas that are literally stealing and eating pets, because it's easy food. I mean, you caught that cat, and you didn't have to pay anything for it. Well, there's your meal. While that is happening, there are other accounts where you've got somebody who's like, well, my dog disappeared, had to bend them migrants down the street. Well, you don't know that. Your dog may have ran off. Your dog may have gotten killed by some larger animal. Your dog might have gotten nicked by, people that wanted to resell it or something like that. But in general, the story, it's fact check, mostly true. There are migrants in Springfield, Ohio, and other places that are abducting animals and eating them. This is happening. I'm not going to be gaslit by the media. Don't fucking try to tell me that it's not happening, because I've got literal footage, news articles and shit like that to the same effect. Try to tell me that it never happened. It doesn't matter how rare it is. Fact check still, mostly true. Did it happen at least once? We're sure of that. Is it likely that it happened many, many times? Yeah, it actually is. Somebody comes from a country where food is very scarce, and they're emaciated when they come to the country. They might get government assistance. They've never even seen canned food before in some cases. They go to the store, they're like, what the fuck is this shit? They're used to trapping and killing animals and eating them. That's literally what they're used to. They live in desperate poverty, mainly caused by the Clinton Foundation. I don't even particularly dislike this activity because, these people are just doing what they've been doing their entire lives anyway. It was a Biden administration that decided to bring them in. If they act up outside of the law, it's not really their fault when you think about it. They're doing what comes natural to them. It's the Biden administration's fucking fault more than anyone else. Let's see. Dan Malone 53, Trump 2024. I completely agree. Tune in, drop out. Yeah, man. Correct framing for the debate was a courtroom, not a debate stage. Kamala was the prosecutor. The moderators were the judges, and Trump the defendant who had been found guilty before the trial even began. Yeah, it was unfair and lopsided. Samantha Canterbury, where is your kitty cats? There are no cats at this property, which is helpful for the dander level at the moment. AMAGs, you can hunt geese, but need a license and can only be taken during season. It's early season goose in Massachusetts now. Registry season runs October through February. Thank you for the info. I don't know about Vermont state law with regards to Canadian geese. They're violent motherfuckers, though. Yeah, gun to head. Would you rather kick Canadian geese or Haitian migrants out of the country? I think I'll choose the geese. At least the Haitians know how to cook food. Apparently, exotic food sometimes. Mr. Baker, all three Black Pillar and Doom Pillars need to just eat a warm lead meal already. Just get it over with. Yeah, I am not officially proclaiming that myself. What the fuck? Many third world immigrants think Americans are nuts and that they catch and release fish, feed the ducks rather than eat them, etc. Yeah, exactly. You've come from a place where you get like a 1,000 calorie a day diet if you're lucky. I don't begrudge these people. I can't bring myself to think of them as lower than myself. They've been raised under totally different opportunistic situations. So I really don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with stealing people's cats and dogs and things like that, but it's like the Biden administration is the one letting them in. Hey, yeah, come to the land of opportunity. Oh, you're used to, literally eating cats and stuff. This won't cause any sort of problem. Not just a string. Is it not fair to say that Kamala must have had some serious training to do the debate? Trump does need to up his game. Hope playing nice in the first means he can take his gloves off in the second and third. We're not sure there will be other debates. It's a problem. I do agree, though. Brandy with a Y. I just found out that Laura Loomer is Trump's debate coach. Thoughts on that? You could do worse. RJ, I know you hate New York City, but you should absolutely go up for Peking duck in Chinatown or Flushing, Queens. Queens, New York world cuisine is second to none, from South America to Asian. Fucking delish. I think that Amsterdam actually probably has the best cuisine culture in the entire world. You can get literally everything there. Name it. You can definitely get it. BW. Because I love you. Lol, in a completely platonic way. Oh my. A drunk changeling. The issue is not that they are eating geese, but the fact that they're importing people with no concept or respect for the commons. I don't care if they kill the geese. Again, Canadian geese are little bastards. If they steal someone's cat or dog, I have a problem with that. The geese, do you really care? Does anyone really give a shit? Lord of the Ree, clanking from over the quartering stream. Boss man is trying to steal your time slot. But seriously, the average Haitian IQ, I can't read that last part out. Save Our Pets, MAGA 2024. Oh, the quartering is live now? Usually he's live much later. Brian, I'm surprised more people aren't talking about how Harris and Biden left the 9/11 ceremony early yesterday. No, they were too busy posting pictures of Donald Trump looking up when there was the moment of silence. Of course. Very selectively chosen. By the way, let's get to our sponsors, but first, you got to realize, give me a moment, because unfortunately I am working with an inferior monitor right now. It's not 2K, and so the text on these files is a little bit low res. I'm doing the best that I can. We have some sponsors. We have stickslikesmetals.com, hashtag Goldco partner. Goldco can get you started if you contact them. You take that link in the description. I also pinned it at the top on YouTube. They can get you started with an investment kit. Whether it's physical gold and silver or whether it's investing, you can roll over your portfolio into gold and silver. You can definitely do that. They are friendly. They are helpful. A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. This is something that actually was meaningful to me before I decided to become a Goldco sponsor. They were very kind with me. I've got a stack of silver from them too. And I really, really like it because silver is friggin' great. Gold and silver have sometimes been used as a hedge against inflation. Sometimes they're used more for utilitarian purposes. This is one of the reasons why I actually invest in precious metals. I've been doing it for years. Gold and silver have an actual tangible value. That is that fiat currency can be shredded up and used for your hamster or your parrot or something like that. You can wipe your butt with it. What other purpose does it have? Maybe use it as tinder. Gold and silver are used in electronics. They're used in mechanical appliances, etc., jewelry. They've been used for a very, very long time. And so I feel confident investing with them. Again, stickslikesmetals.com for your free investing kit. They are a well-regarded company. Otherwise, I wouldn't be promoting them. That would never happen. I've already assured people, if I don't trust a company, I'm not going to promote them. Goldco, they do it best. I bought silver from them for a reason. And by the way, it looks really great too. It's from the U.S. Mint. It says, by the way, I don't know the difference between an ounce and a troy ounce. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I get a bunch of coins from them, and they're shiny. They look nice. It's really fun. And I want to get a bunch more of them, and then I want to put them in a little like an old school like wooden box, have like pirate treasure or something like that. Sometimes I like to play around. Am I the most mature person in the world? Look at my username, and come on, dude. We've also got cultivated-mind.com, where you can get mushroom pills. I didn't actually take my mushroom pill today, so I do feel a little bit more low energy. Cultivated Mind releases mushroom extract pills of various kinds. I just got my next one in the mail, but I didn't bring one over here to the rental property, so I didn't get my mushrooms today. Man, I didn't even take mushrooms, man. Cheech and Chong reference, of course. Pumpkinfirecrafts.us, where you can get bookmarks, keychains, belt chains, engraved spoons, glassware, and much more, of course, with the Ouroboros logo, generally speaking, or 10.2 and various other channel memes. It's a fun time had by all. We've got BilltongUSA.com or AntonsUSA.com, both the same thing. And you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer mugs, tumblers, and shirts there, but also you can swallow Anton's meat. And you probably should. If you have not tried biltong before, you will probably like it. Unless you're like, you're a vegan or something like that. Then you're probably not watching my channel if you are a vegan. So, there's that. We've got Wicked Needle Embroidery.bigcartel.com, the land of Stick, Sex, and Hammer hats. Several designs and colors are available. Offset logo, central logo with Stick, Sex, and Hammer 666 right below that. I think there's a red and gray one. There's a black one. I think there was a third one as well. I can't quite remember. I'll have to check back on the shop, actually. We've got Heritage Heirloom Seed Company.com, where you can get a seed survival bucket, or you can get Stick, Sex, and Hammer soap with clove, cedar, and blueberry. There's another one that's forthcoming. It's marjoram-based, actually. Marjoram and lavender. And they had expressed doubt because they're like, well, we put too much marjoram in it. I thought it was delicious. I love it. I've already bathed with it several times. Yes, I got the prototype soap. I get exclusive access because I'm me. websterswares.com/sticks-wares. You can get knives from Webster's Wares. I wish one was on the table actually right now. There's also mugs. There are jackets. There are flags. They've got Trump paraphernalia as well. You should probably check some of that out as well because you get a flash of colors, so to speak. And then finally, jamandbean.com. That is JAMNbean.com, the land of Sticks, Hex, and Hammer endorsed coffee. Get the Costa Rica blend. Just goddamn trust me. If you are a coffee drinker, just get that one. It doesn't matter. You should buy more stuff from them too. They've got lots of teas and stuff like that. But just at the bare minimum, get the Costa Rica blend. Just fucking trust me. Smoothest coffee that I've ever had. It is delicious. There's a Sticks, Hex, and Hammer blend coming too. It's roughly tied with the Costa Rica blend. So, you can get the branded brand, or you can get the non-branded brand. They're both delicious. It's one of the best coffees that I've ever had. And trust me, I've had a lot of coffee. So yeah, those are our sponsors. Here's Kamala Harris's far left confession. The reasons for the threat are simple. 5 years ago, Harris tried desperately to run to the far left of Joe Biden during the 2020 Democratic primary. This is a little bit of a backstory. Planting her flag on positions far from the American mainstream, particularly on immigration, law and order, and social policy. She also suggested her earlier actions as California Attorney General and U.S. Senator were proof of her commitment to far-left policies. You know, other than the whole jailing thousands of people for, nonviolent drug use, of course. Writing to the ACLU, she committed to the following: taxpayer funding of gender reassignment surgeries and treatments for illegal aliens, which I believe was brought up at the debate briefly. A pathway to citizenship for those who broke the law by crossing the U.S. border without permission. The decriminalization, this one I support, of all illegal drugs under federal law, including cocaine, heroin, and fentanyl, if a defendant claimed they were for personal use. That one actually is not really a knock on Kamala Harris. Although, again, it's just stealing Trump's homework at this point when she talks about it, at least with regards to cannabis. The kneecapping of the nation's main deportation agency, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, as it is colloquially known in Washington circles, by banning its use of deportation. This was a questionnaire that was sent out to Kamala Harris, and these are all true. And this was, of course, in a prior election. Now, she can come out and say, well, I've changed my mind. I don't want you to change your mind with regards to the drug policy. I actually agree with you. I do not believe that a person should go to prison or even jail or even be forced into rehab simply because they're using a small amount of drugs. Of course, addiction treatment should become available. And actually, I say this as a classical liberal, I don't believe that it's a problem if we taxpayer fund it, because we can save so much money on policing. Basically, it's like, hey, do you need some help? Look, let's have a merciful society. You can call me a cuck if you want. Let's have a merciful society. Kamala, meanwhile, she wants to jail people for having more than 10 shots in their locker or something like that. She's nuts. Absolutely insane. Joe, bro, you have to watch Fresh Prez of DC episode 1 through 3 by Kyle Dunnigan. Biden orders MAGA hats from China. Hunter falls in love with AOC. Italian Xi Jinping refuses to give a refund. Absolutely hilarious. Fresh Prez of DC. Okay, I'm looking that up. I'll watch that later. Thank you. F YouTube 10.2. I'm noticing a certain moralism emerging from the conservatives these days. I believe this will become the religious moralism we had in the 2000s in the next 20 years within the conservative movement. It's possible, unfortunately. The Dashing Rogue. Chaos Magic is cold reading for smackheads live. F YouTube 10.2. My hope is that the party leans more populistic and classically liberal in the post-Trump era. Rand Paul 2028, gays for Trump 2024. Yeah, Rand Paul would be great. I would vote for him in a heartbeat. Timothy Finch. Rasmussen was about to release a poll showing Trump gained post-debate, but someone hacked their software to prevent evidence getting out that he won. DM me on Twitter about that. I haven't seen that story. Poupée. Poupée shall not eat the bugs. She shall eat the poop. Notice. Okay, Sticks, I'll bite. You may not have an issue of them eating the geese, but where do you stand on the reports of them beheading them in public? They're Canadian geese. I am a Vermonter. I have a little bit of a grudge. If the Haitians want to wage war on them, I'm neutral. I'm Switzerland on the issue. But if you fuck with a cat or a dog, that's a little bit different. Alamandorius. Hey, Sticks, do you think it's a lack of intelligence, a willful rejection of reality, or brainwashing via propaganda that makes people ignore what is in front of them with regards to current events? In some cases, it's because the lie is so large that they can't comprehend it. In some cases, it's not people's fault. It's just that they can't wrap their minds around it because it's just so fucking massive. Hitler and Goebbels and so forth, they talked about this. The bigger the lie, the more people will believe it. Lava Level. Check out my new single, Lava Level by Glass Rat. Sludge metal. Yeah, I love sludge metal. That sounds right down my alley. Glass Rat. Lava level. Don't worry, I'll be checking that out later. I cannot keep up with all of the super chats and rumble rants. It's impossible. What do fuck? Any upcoming garden updates in our near future? Stay tuned. I do have to get a shipment of hay in and clear it out. I mean, you've got to understand, I've got to add the biochar. I've got to seed it down for, winter seeding, green manure, to add nitrogen, and also add a little bit of blood meal and stuff like that. It's going to take a few days, so most of the things out there have gone by at this point. I don't want to remove like the sunflowers and stuff, though. They look nice. Mayor Mike, did you get the links on X and Twitter that I messaged you with my newly produced songs about Trump? There is also a Styx Hexenhammer song. I did see that. Please bump that to the top so that I can check it out later, by the way, as well. I only got a chance. I didn't have time. I only got a chance to listen to a few seconds of it. It did sound good, though. Wasted Bonehead, good morning from the grave. King of Biltong, we have the elk and venison biltong back in stock, and shipments will commence starting next week. Need some lean game protein? Get yours at www.biltongusa.com. Sticks 10 for 10% off. P.S. No cat or dog. Clank. I was trying to do, what's his name from Star Wars there? God damn, I'm having a Biden moment. Splash Mountain. So a troy ounce is 31 grams, while a regular ounce is about 28 grams. Troy ounces are used for precious metals. Ah, okay. Garrett, I would suggest Blackout Coffee. Good quality and a good cause. I do like Blackout Coffee, but I work directly with Jam and Bean, so I'm going to promote them. And honestly, and I don't want to piss on anyone or anything like that. The Costa Rica blend from Jam and Bean literally is the best coffee that I've ever had in my fucking life. It is incredible. It is completely smooth. You don't have normally I don't take my coffee black. I take it with creamer and or milk and with a little bit of sugar, only a small amount because I don't really like sweet things. And normally that cuts the acidity. But with this, I drank it black one time. I'm like, holy shit, there's no harshness whatsoever. It was perfect. It's literally the 10 out of 10 coffee. Jim Morrison, troy ounce, 31 grams, common ounce, 28 grams. A troy pound is 12 troy ounces, 373 grams. Common pound is 16 common ounces, 453 grams. JM, Sticks, what's your opinion on hypnosis, real or fake? It is actually real. It's just not everyone's susceptible to it. Notice. Now I have visions of you inflicting a medieval-style crusade against Canadian geese. But thanks for your honesty. This is why you're the Don. Peace. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a Vermonter. Canadian geese are a problem here. Wasted Bonehead Sticks. Twitter suspended me for advocating violence. I wasn't aware wanting a company to go bankrupt was violence. Many such cases. Why am I not surprised? Mayor Mike, I'm old and don't know how to bump messages to the top. How about a quick tutorial? You literally just send me a message. It'll go to the top of my DM list. Cultivated Mind. Speaking of gardening, I'll be speaking at the Texas Permaculture Expo on November 9th. Their website is up on my Linktree/open source farmer. That sounds cool. Yeah, I'll have to go to the next one. This autumn, I'm going to New Orleans. What the fuck? Haitians are in America now. They should spend $700 on a shotgun, $5,000 on a boat, $500 duck blind permit, $100 on hunting licenses, waterfowl stamp, $1,000 on a black lab, and shoot an $8 duck. Yeah, I know. Hunting is no longer as yeah, in some states, hunting is no longer as profitable as it once was. God, you should see some pictures. I'll have to show these off. I need to scan the pictures of the hunting and trapping that my grandfather did. My step grandfather. Oh God, you wouldn't believe how many animals he fucking trapped. He was an expert. You wouldn't believe how many hunting and trapping books he had. He had hundreds of them. He had shit tons of guns. There was an entire trash barrel full of actual traps. He had bear traps and everything. I kept some of them. Most of them were sold off because it's like none of the people in the family are really into trapping. But I kept 3 of them, and I've got to oil them up. Actually, I use them for garden defense. Don't worry, I will only trap skunks and raccoons and stuff like that. I just kept the intermediate-sized ones, for the small game. Orange juice is God. What else did we have? Oh, yeah, and Aurora. They're still trying to gaslight people on Aurora and say, no, the migrants are totally not taking over apartment complexes. But we've got video footage of them doing that. It doesn't even make sense. It's sort of like it's confusing at some points because they're saying literally don't believe what you're hearing and seeing from the people that are actually speaking truth to power, so to speak, and shit like that. No, those aren't migrants. Those are just native residents. It's sort of like if somebody walks up to you and says, hey, I'm from Haiti. I'm robbing you. Get the fuck on the ground. I'm taking your wallet. Well, that incident never happened. It was just somebody totally trolling. It was just somebody who was fucking around or something like that. Bye, Anton, by the way. I mean, I've seen the footage myself. You're not going to be able to gaslight me into non-seeing it. This doesn't mean that every person that's in the apartment complex that happens to be from foreign shores is doing anything criminal, but there are people that are doing that. There are members of a literal international gang that are inhabiting these buildings, and we're being told not to believe it, despite the fact that they're openly admitting to it in some cases. Hey, by the way, it's like, imagine I came out. Let's put the shoe on the other foot. Imagine that I come out and say, Sieg Heil, I'm a goddamn Nazi. People are going to generally presume that I'm a Nazi. But apparently, if the legacy media comes out and says, well, no, he's actually a great guy, apparently I stopped being a Nazi. No, now I'm just a liberal or something like that. That's what they would be defending. Jim Morrison, Morgan dollars are 90% silver and you can clank them in your pocket forever. Best sound ever, but you pay a 30 to 50% premium over spot price. I like Mercury dimes. Those are my favorite coin ever. By the way, interesting history about Mercury dimes. Originally, there wasn't supposed to be the little feather thing over the head. It was just supposed to be a chick. But they misprinted it. They miscast it. And then it was too late to stop it. So like, yeah, well, it looks pretty good. Thankfully, my favorite coin ever, the Mercury dime. Your friendly neighborhood weenie dog. What do you think will happen to Mexico with the new judiciary change? Will Trump stop my presidente, become the next Maduro? It's hard to say. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's difficult to tell what's going to happen with Mexico. The dashing rogue. Birdman is preying on foreigners' birds now? Hell yeah. I'd nick a Canadian geese if I could get away with it. Goose, sorry. Oh, people crucify me for that. Why are grocery bills so high? Avian influenza, higher shipping costs, and a drought in the Midwest are real factors. Fact check, those are true. Price gouging, not so much. Also true. You're leaving something out, though. What is it? I can't tell. Oh, shit. Might it be the Biden inflation's massively inflationary economy? No. Really? That couldn't possibly raise prices. You ever try to dispatch a goose by wringing its neck? It can't be done, trust me, says Ubuk. It can't? I mean, eventually, if you just grab it by the neck and smash it against a rock, eventually it's going to break its neck. Oh, they're red meat? Says Guido13. I would assume, like any other bird, they were probably white meat. I didn't know that. So, in other words, goose are tasty. I promise that I won't, take any of them out. I promise that that won't happen. You can't spin its neck till it snaps. Well, yeah, but you can bash its, skull against a rock or something. They're red meat? You learn something new every day. And when you stop learning something new every day, you're probably dead. They cook up like a steak? Why haven't we eradicated the species by simply hunting them to extinction because they're so grumpy and stupid? It's sort of like if mosquitoes went extinct, would anyone really have a problem with that? No. There are plenty of flies for the frogs to eat and stuff like that. Think of them like a bigger duck. Yeah, duck was okay. I mean, I had shitty duck and I liked it. So, probably properly made duck must be delicious. Probably try that down in New Orleans. Joseph Banks, next debate, Trump should, assuming that there is one, should go more into how Kamala could easily get Biden to sign border security and deportation bill today. It'll help her. So if she won't do that, then we can't believe none of her promises. Well, we can't believe any of her promises. That's the point. Notice, the gaslighting is like that incident with the cat being cooked outside a train station by an African in Italy back in 2021. It was fact-checked by false because posters said it was Rome, but it was somewhere in Tuscany. Yeah, they like to do that. What the fuck? My wife said her babushka used to cool goose with apples, a Ukrainian delicacy. Oh, I think you mean cook. That sounds good. I'd try it. Forrest, the big issue in Ohio is true or false. Near 20 years of news out of Haiti makes the stories plausible. Reuters says Kamala won, but focus group wants Trump. John Andrew, both geese and duck are red meat. You can buy geese at the grocery store, mainly around the holidays. Never eaten goose. Because you paid me, I'll read it out. Liz's large bull. Hey, Stinky, did you tell the clunkers that the Netherlands-based drug dealer that assaulted you was actually the biological father of Liz's baby, and he assaulted you because you were perving on the baby? I'm used to your comments. You do need to get better material, though, because most of it's not actually that funny. It's sad. Now we have something, speaking of children, by the way. This is admittedly a little bit odd. Now, I've generally sided with Elon Musk and with Twitter because it's the only mainline site where there's any semblance of free speech, so to speak. But this was a very, very weird post that Elon Musk made. And it's funny. It comes in the same 24-hour period where SpaceX just successfully completed the first private spacewalk. So congratulations to them. One giant leap for mankind, actually. But how do I unpack this? This is literally what Elon said. Elon responding to tonight by telling Taylor Swift he'll impregnate her is peak weirdo and creepy behavior, alleged another. Yeah, let's can we find the original tweet? Yes, it's right here. Here's what he tweeted, and it doesn't really make sense, and probably wasn't a great idea. You gotta realize that I mean, I'm not a Swiftie or anything like that. There are a couple songs that she's made that I enjoy. Most of them, it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. But saying this sort of thing on your platform probably isn't the greatest look, simply because she decided to endorse Kamala Harris because nobody gives a fuck. Fine, Taylor, Musk posted. You win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life. Now, I know what he's referring to. He's basically calling her a cat lady because she's in her 30s. She doesn't have any children or anything like that. And I get it. I get the humor. But was it a good idea? Would the average person get that humor? No, the average person is going to look at that and say, what? What the fuck? Am I having a stroke? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. And he can say whatever he wants. It's literally his platform. That's perfectly fine. But that's not necessarily the greatest idea, I would suppose. I mean, congratulations to SpaceX and to Elon Musk for the first private spacewalk and stuff like that. But, you know, Taylor Swift has a cult around her. So it's probably not a great idea to attack her in general. It's definitely not a great idea to attack her in this way because, I mean, I understand what you were trying to convey. The idea is humorous. The joke itself wasn't really funny, though. It just wasn't funny. Based Acid Fox is having a stroke right now. You're laughing too hard at the footage that you're currently seeing. I just don't get it. And Elon, he's one of the smartest people in the world. He is. You don't have to be part of an Elon worship cult to understand. You have to be very intelligent to do what he's done. You should probably know a little bit better. You've had like 12 fucking girlfriends in the last 10 years or something? Probably not a good idea to antagonize Taylor Swift. You know, some of her fans do use Twitter. What do fuck? I guess I'm old. I can't name one Taylor Swift song. I don't find her attractive. I guess she has a good voice. She does have a good voice. And anyone trying to rob her of that is completely wrong. I don't really like her lyricism so much. Generally, I'm not a fan of most of her songs. Most of them I find annoying. I like that one, like, I guess it's called Look What You Made Me Do or something like that. That one I will give her credit for. Normally, though, I'm definitely not a Swiftie. But when you're going to make a joke about someone, it has to be funny, right? That joke wasn't really funny. Okay, I give up. I'll impregnate you and guard your cats with my life. I get it. I get what you're trying to convey. There were different ways of conveying it, though. You could have made it much more comedic, admittedly. Just saying. Spiro123, we have a film of your head being nailed to the floor. I ain't Jesus. Yeah, Taylor Swift does lip sync generally in concerts, but I would admit most people do. Look at Michael Jackson. One of the best Super Bowl performances with him, and he had Sting there, you know, playing guitar and stuff like that. He was lip syncing the entire time. Very good dancer, but he couldn't sing and dance at the same time, not live. And so he was lip syncing. Well, it's considered one of the best Super Bowl performances, Super Bowl halftime shows of all time. They did like We Are the World and shit like that. By the way, the best one may have been Prince, but Lady Gaga actually gets a close number two. She was singing, playing instruments, and dancing, and she was not lip syncing. I was like, what the fuck? Taylor Swift is good, though. There are some people, I know that it's fashionable to say, well, I fucking hate Taylor Swift. Okay. There, you could do worse. Is she great? No. She's not as great as the Swifties claim that she is. Is she talented? Yeah. Reasonably good dancer. Very good voice. Very good vocal tone. Very good vocal control. She'll probably get a Super Bowl halftime show in the next couple of years. I would be very surprised if they don't have Swift do that. Bystander syndrome. It would be funny if Brandon went political death seeker mode. Yeah, imagine that Joe Biden says, you decided to screw me in the ass. Well, I've got the latitude to say whatever I want to say. I'm going to fuck you in the ass. And it's going to be much harder chocolate style. Then I would have to give begrudging credit where credit's due, and I would have to say, fuck. I actually admire Joe Biden now. On leaving office, all of a sudden, he sought redemption. Sumerian, I'd eat Taylor Swift's cat, Clank. Yeah, I think that most people would, by the way. I believe she is in a relationship. 90-degree hackle. Oh my God. At this point, we're just ranting a little bit. I've run out of news stories. So Fresh Prez of DC, I'll check that out. And Lava Level Glass Rat. I'll call that up there, and I'll just pause it. Those are probably both great. I like a little bit of humor once in a while. By the way, tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, excellent. Boink Mess, predicting a breakup after the halftime show. It would be very funny if, like, Taylor Swift, she does the halftime show, and then on stage, can you imagine how crushing it would be, by the way? She says, sorry, I'm no longer your girlfriend, or something like that. Then she writes an album about it, and it'd probably be her biggest hit album or something. Every time that she breaks up, she seems to get a hit album. Aquafan. My debate analysis. Trump overall C. Harris overall C. Trump closing statement A+. Harris closing statement B-. Neither candidate did particularly well or particularly poorly, but Trump closed well. I agree. His closing statement was fantastic. His opening was actually pretty good as well. But in between, it's like, yeah, there just wasn't a whole lot of substance, generally speaking. What does Taylor Swift after she shaves her pussy? Put football pads on him and lets him play. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think that he's a cuck, per se. But it is quite clear who's going to wear the shoes in the relationship, who's going to wear the pants and everything else, literally. When you've got one person who's arguably a multi-billionaire at this point and literally known all over the world, you've got another person who is wealthy, who has some fame, but it's like 1/100th of the fame. Yeah, it's quite clear who is going to be calling the shots. Some people say this is also fashionable. Like, well, Taylor Swift is kind of attractive, but she's not really sexy. Okay, you'd have sex with Taylor Swift. I tire of that sort of thing because it's like, okay, you can disagree with a person on their political views and think that they're massively overrated without having to denigrate them in every way. Taylor Swift is conventionally attractive. That's just the way that it is. The only problem with her is that she can't nail down a relationship in any way, shape, or form. Like, has she burned through 50 of them at this point or something? Yeah, she could be a dude these days. Yeah, I mean, it's always possible. Yeah, I was actually born as a boy. Hee. MF Damien. Prince had the best halftime show and got an assist from God when he played Purple Rain, and there was a sporadic downpour that he played through Lowell. Yeah, that was pretty. I don't even like Purple Rain, but it was impressive. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Why don't you just dance across the floor, Sticks? I could do the brown sugar shuffle sometimes. The sand dance, you know. Crossover Maniac. Taylor Swift is a billionaire woman complaining about male privilege in a song. She even gets YouTube to censor the G-rated insults against her in super chats. Goes to show you who has the privilege. Yeah, well, keep in mind, she doesn't manage her own business bullshit. She's far too wealthy and far too well-known to manage anything on her own. Fuck, I'm far below that level. I can barely manage my own stuff in my own life. It's very difficult. I don't think that some people realize it. Most content creators, once they hit like 1 million subscribers or something, just on one platform, they have a whole fucking staff and shit like that. So yeah, that's not Taylor Swift censoring people. That's some lawyer somewhere. Apache, before the debate, you said Trump should be more calm and not interrupt. After, you said you wanted more 2016 Trump. P.S. Taylor isn't thick enough. She's all right. Yes, he needed to be more calm, but he also needed to know when to really punch out. And the problem is that he didn't do that. He did the former. To his credit, he was able to do the former. But he didn't really carry through. Like, there were times when she wouldn't answer any fucking question. And he should have come out and said to the American people, look, she didn't answer the question. Well, then, can you answer the question? In your rebuttal, can you flesh out exactly what you mean about tax policy or something like that? He never really did that. He did an acceptable job, and about as I expected him to do. But there was no knockout punch. What I wanted was a fucking knockout. I want to know that Kamala Harris is going to lose. I don't simply want to suspect that she's going to lose. By the way, please send no more super chats because I do have to go offline, do my news crawl, eat at some point, and a few other things. The Sumerian, does masturbating to Taylor Swift count as sex with her? According to the Bible, technically, yes. That's the irony. John Andrew, I'd rather screw Barbara Eden than Taylor Swift. Don't know who that is. Don't know how they look, so I can't weigh in with my opinion. Lord of the Ree, listen to the Ryan Adams version of the album 1989. It sounds like Tom Petty wrote and performed it instead of Taylor. It's pretty good. That sounds pretty good. I love Tom Petty. One of the few celebrities that when they died, I was genuinely sad. Jim Morrison. Swift has 500 songs about breakups, 0 songs about her head game. Anyways, I do appreciate she owns her publishing rights. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing she gets credit for. She really hard-lined him with regards to copyright and stuff like that, and sort of like Prince did. And much like Prince, like I didn't really like most of his songs. Little Red Corvette is good. Raspberry Beret is good. I was never a fan of Purple Rain or anything like that. But when he turned his name into a symbol in order to scramble the digital violations against him, that was pretty ballsy. Because nobody could search for it, of course. He decided to fuck with the record companies because they were fucking with him. Boy, oh boy, did he troll them. I wonder how much money they lost, by the way. Probably millions and millions of dollars. Good on him. It's just like what I say about Annie Lennox. Very talented singer, very talented individual, really, really like her style, and also very hot back in the 1980s. But, she's got weird political beliefs. You can believe in a person's beliefs or their ideology and not like them in the physical sense, or you can do the opposite. You can have that nuance. You don't have to do both. Aquafam. What most people call conventionally attractive for females, I think is way too skinny. I guess differences of opinion or whatever. There are chicks that are extremely skinny that are attractive. There are chicks that are more roomy and more curvy that are attractive, et cetera, et cetera. Tall, short, et cetera. It depends on what a person wants, number one. And it depends on the person, number two. Like somebody, they might look really good when they're more curvy. But then if they get skinny, they don't look as good, or vice versa. John Andrew, Barbara Eden is 90-ish. I dream of Jenny. Oh, okay. Well, if she's 90, then, I don't think that the average person here is going to be interested. Maybe. Anyways, I'm going to go offline. I'll be back tomorrow with much more news streams. I'm glad to have gotten to all the stories, actually. I do need to change my setup a little bit here because this screen, it's the resolution of it is not as good as the other screen was. The other one got busted. It's right over there. It unfortunately no longer works. There's another one on order, and so I'm going to try to do that. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with more hard-hitting news, live stream and all. That's about all. Peace out.